Well, Nigeria's confirmed cases of the coronavirus hitting 45,687 across 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. Ogun State has recorded 1,430 cases with 24 deaths, as it stands at number 9 on the list. However, the government of Dapo Abiodun is leaving no stone unturned in seeing that the cases are reduced to the barest minimum and that Ogun State continues to take its place of pride post-COVID-19. Now, joining us in the Lagos studio to discuss the efforts of the government in the fight against the pandemic and other developmental strides in the state is Remi Hassan, a special advisor to the Ogun State Governor on Communications. Good to have you join us.
Good morning, or good afternoon, rather, and thanks for having me.
All right, good. Yeah, let's talk about the main challenges in the government's effort to manage the pandemic scenario in Ogun State. Can you give us further insight on that?
The major challenge we are having at this time, with all of the efforts that our government has put in place to contain this pandemic, has been with the compliance of the populace. We still have a great number of a population who still have the mentality that COVID-19 is not probably as real as been portrayed thus far. And we keep doing quite a lot of advocacy to make them realize that this is no joke. It doesn't matter whatever measure of relaxation that has been done thus far. It is just to strike a balance between economic imperatives as well as the need for keeping people safe health-wise. It doesn't presuppose that COVID-19 has gone. It's still very much here with us. And we'll still use this platform as well to tell our people that COVID-19 is still here. And that does not mean that government is going to stop doing what we've been doing thus far. If possible, do more, even to contain this COVID-19 spread.
And in terms of testing and tracing, what's been your record so far?
Actual tests has just crossed the 10,000 line. And just like the Nigerian nation, our strategy is test majorly those who have gone down with symptoms, because doing a wholesale test of everyone is still not practicable in the present situation that Nigeria has found itself. However, we screen quite a lot of people. Only those with symptoms actually go for tests. And that's why the records you gave out of the number of cases we've had is very, very much correct.
Indeed, Mr. Hassan. Now, let's move beyond the pandemic. Let's talk about the state of governance in Ogun State. And what would you say have been the shortcomings so far under the current administration, and where you think you could have done better?
Largely because of the coming of coronavirus disease, all of our lofty dreams have been slowed down. They're not completely off the table. But even in the midst of that, quite a number of signature projects that have taken off are still ongoing. But a lot more that we will have done has not been made possible. And that's because the entire globe has a lot of negativity economic-wise, and Ogun State is not immune to that. Our major project at this time is the Ekpe Ijebu-Ode dual carriageway, which is to create another corridor that will deliberately decongest the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And as we speak, the project has reached an advanced stage. And of course, the contractor promised to deliver within a year. So in the first quarter of next year, that project should come on stream. And those who use the road thus far haven't seen the progress we've made. They've commended the government of Governor Dapo Abiodun for taking that initiative. We don't just want to do the road and leave it like that. We're creating a new industrial corridor on that axis. We're creating a new residential scheme on that axis, such that people can comfortably stay there and work in Lagos. That is on one side. Take a look at the reconstruction of the Abeokuta-Shagamu interchange road. It used to be a dual carriageway as it was, but then we're expanding it further and making it quite a lot more beautiful, complete with street light. Notwithstanding the pandemic, even in the midst of it, that project is ongoing. And the progress the contractor has made so far gives a lot of us hope. Upon all of that notwithstanding, a lot of projects that were discontinued, which the last administration began, have also been kick-started again, just so that governance being a continuum is not taken off the table of governance.
Well, it's good you're talking about infrastructure and in particular road construction. Can you confirm to us the true state of the 32-kilometer Songo-Ojodu-Abiodun Road and why it was abandoned midway?
Abandon is one word we don't use in our governance lexicon. We don't like it at all because it's not within the purview or interest of Governor Dapo Abiodun to get any project abandoned, especially if the resources with which they've been implemented thus far is Ogun State resources. They were discontinued, really, because majority of the project of the last administration, the records concerning those projects as to what has been paid to contractors, if that amount is commensurate with the work done, those records were not available. It took the effort of this government to put in place a project review committee so that we'll be able to ascertain how much has been done, how much has been collected, and if truly the work done is commensurate with the money taken. It was only then that a number of these projects were recommenced. Now, for the project you mentioned in particular, one of the challenges we have is the fact that that project is the biggest of all the road projects that we inherited from the last administration. A lot is being worked out as to how resources will be sourced. But one of the things we have done in the interim is to make sure that palliative work are done there just so that it can be used by residents along that corridor. But while that is going on, we're working out how resources will be raised and recommence that project within the shortest possible time. The contractor is already being discussed with, and any moment from now, you may just see the contractor return to site.
And indeed, Mr. Hassan. Now, critics have also argued that this administration is rather slow in its approach to implementing projects and getting them done on time. So how would you comment on such accusations?
Speed is relative, and when people have a very high expectation, it is not impossible that they measure speed by the expectations that they have. But in terms of delivering on promises, where we are today compared to any first-time governor in Ogun State, what the present government has done surpasses every predecessor this government has. And like I said, when you measure speed side by side with the expectations of people, it is not impossible to feel in the circumstance that much has not been done. But when you take your time to review the entire situation, you will agree with me that a lot has been done. But we know also that those who say things have not been done is largely because we have not touched their own area of expectation. But of course, slow and steady does win the race.
All right, so Mr. Hassan, are you saying that expectations of the people are too high?
Expectations in the context of what their locality is expecting, what their local government is expecting, what the senatorial district is expecting. Yes, it is within the constitutional right of the people to expect from government. I'm not saying it is too high, but like I said, it is because you raised the issue of speed. That's why I said when you place speed within the context of expectation, it is going to be subjective and not objective as it were. So if people have expectation, that's okay. They only want this government to do better in the circumstance. And with their prayer and support, we will definitely meet their expectation somehow.
Indeed, and on that note, Remi Hassan, Special Advisor on Communications to Ogun State Government. It's good to have you with us. Many thanks for coming.
Thank you.